So hey, I'm Craig from Abiz, the International Sales Manager, and we're here in my home country, AAC, or Advanced Aquarium Consultancy, but everybody in the UK knows them as AAC. And we've come here to check out some of our pumps. We're going to try the AFC 150 on one of Paul's coral tanks, and also his really awesome coral display. If anybody knows the name AAC, they are completely famous throughout the UK as one of the best shops here. Definitely. And we've been at a few of Paul's events over the years. We've met loads of people here, and last time he come here, he spoke to you and said, let's come and do a tour and come and check out what we can do. So, hello.
They're already
come and get in.
If
you're in the UK, get down here. If you're from Europe, come to the UK, get down here.
Yeah.
Let's go inside and have a look.
All right, let's go.
In here, we've got loads of different corals, obviously the SPS table, and this is the one we're going to try the AFC 150 on. Paul's got a couple of flow challenges he wants to get over, and I think we can do it with the AFC 150. So we're going to pop that in a moment, and we're going to try it out and see how the flow changes in this tank. It's over there, so let's check it out.
All right.
So here is our little guy. This is the AFC 150 Compact, and it's suitable for, obviously, larger aquariums and anywhere where you want to put some additional flow. You know, that could be in aquaculture, it could be obviously public aquariums and large home aquariums as well. This little guy will deliver up to 60,000 litres an hour forwards, and it can also run up to 45,000 litres backwards. Obviously the downside of that is you want to make sure your fish don't get sucked in. That is a bit of a thing, but otherwise the AFC 150, it can be mounted by magnets, and these guys can do up to 25 mil. There is a slightly cheaper option if you only need up to 15 mil, but the AFC 150 has a nice unique mounting option in that on the bottom, 3 mounting points. You take the cage off, you can then bolt this to perhaps some PVC or whatever it is you want to mount it to, and then you can bolt that in place. So you don't necessarily need to use the magnets. And should either of those not be an option, we do a pipe mount which will fit up to a 40 mil, for example, PVC pipe, and then you can pop that wherever you want. There's quite a lot of options, but you could place it in some rocks if you wanted to. Yeah. But obviously it's going to move around, so mounting it in place is definitely the better option. Control-wise on this little bad boy, we have the driver here. The IPU driver, they're IP65, can do a really boring, just standard straight flow, and it doesn't ever change, but who wants to do that? So we have a couple of different random modes, random as it gets, and then a kind of slightly semi-programmable random, where you can set the minimum flow level and also the maximum flow level, and then the amount of time that it will stay on those random modes for. So that is the driver. This little guy uses 150 watts to deliver 60,000 litres, which is awesome. It could be connected via the little waterproof port on the bottom to all of the common aquarium controllers, whether that be Apex, GHL, etc. And then for more professional installations, let's say you're using a PLC controller, we could do Modbus, 0 to 10 volt, Profinet, and 4 to 20 milliamp control as well. So there's everything in there for anyone to control this, should you not want to use our own driver and control it anyway. We do a 4-meter cable and a 7-meter cable too, and this little guy is going to go in this coral tank to see if we can improve the flow.
Paul, hello, thanks for having us again.
Hiya.
Great to visit you, as always.
Yeah.
Just wanted to introduce you real quick. So that's Paul Hughes. Paul has been running the shop for, well, how long?
It's about 15 years that I've had this. I was originally into maintenance and installations for around about 6 years before we had a retail presence.
All right.
And it really just started the retail presence because a few of our customers that on the service side, they wanted livestock bringing to them.
Right.
So it all starts back in Unit 4 in a tiny little space, and then over 15 years, the AC is what it is now.
All right, awesome. Yeah. And now we want to play around with the pump. So,
yeah, sure.
We got that ready, so all we need is some electricity somewhere.
Okay, right. If I go and get some power, I need to get a lead,
all right,
and then we'll run a lead, okay?
All right, so...
Well, this is fantastic, Alex. I really love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
And this one's got wave functions as well, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
So it's not just a direct drive pump, it will do pulsing and waves and things.
Random, whatever you like.
Right, so...
And external control if you want to do that
so I
as well.
think this system could really benefit from some extra flow.
Oh yeah.
Holding on for dear life.
Oh, you can just put it against the wall.
Yeah?
It'll be fine. Yeah,
If I just put it on the bottom, yeah?
yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, and you don't think it'll move, no?
No,
Okay.
no.
Right, okay. Let's just move those two corals out the way for a second.
So we'll start. But you see all the stuff
I've
blowing
probably
already.
got what the equivalent of the pump that was already on there, only at 30%, which is amazing.
Is that only one pump on there, or how many pumps?
No, that's what I'm saying. When the MP60, for example, I'm using currently, I reckon at 30% there, that's about the maximum that an MP60 would do.
Okay.
So that's quite interesting.
So
Okay.
30%. We'll see the power in a second
Yeah.
that it's using up right now,
Yeah.
which will be almost nothing.
Which is, in terms of watts, is that based on wattage
Yes.
percentage, yeah?
There you go. 12 watts.
12 watts, wow. That's very, very efficient,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So it starts speeding up after a longer time pressing it. So that's roughly 50%.
Wow.
Remember, the pump is not doing its maximum right now because you're blocking two sides.
Yes, because it's stuck to the side, you're saying.
Right, and to the bottom.
Yeah, and to the bottom. So if
Yeah.
it was off the floor, you'd have
And
a
a
lot
little
more
bit-
traction, a lot more
Right.
flow coming in. So at the minute, it's almost like it's got like a flow reducer on it almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's only burning 56 watts maximum.
Ridiculous.
There's 56 watts, so less than a light bulb, and it's producing that amount of flow. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, and it would be more if you,
Wow.
if you mount it different.
That's what they need, especially the Acropora. They really benefit from that higher flow rate, don't they?
So now we're going to go up to
maximum.
full warp.
But this is phenomenal, Ange. At 70%, this pump was only consuming 54 watts. That's 70%.
Now it's full speed.
Oh, right, here we go. Oh, well, watch me, I don't get my fingers stuck in it.
Yeah, don't grab it from the front. That's what 60 cubes look like as a flow pump. Yeah.
So, what was the total flow with the previous pumps?
Good luck with your hands, by the way.
Yeah.
And now you can do all sorts of funny things. You know, you
Right.
can do a wave. You
Let's
can
do a wave. I want to see a wave, Alex, now.
I'm standing over here.
Yeah.
I don't again. Yeah.
To switch to wave, Paul,
Right,
you,
okay.
you basically just press menu once, and then
Menu.
you're in the mode. So press start, stop, and now you choose the mode. Let's say wave.
Yeah.
Minimum, we want to have, let's say, 4%. Maximum, we want to go to maybe 60. The low part of
Yes.
the wave, let's do 1.6.
That's like that.
So you need to be able to adjust it very precisely to get a swaying
Yeah.
standing wave. I mean, it depends on how the tank picks up the wave motion.
Yes. So you have to set the resonance like you do with,
Right.
like you do with a Tunzi wave box.
Right,
It has
exactly.
to measure the distance of the tank to get
Right.
the perfect wave setting.
Yeah, the more you play around with it, the
Yeah.
more you will be able to build up
Yeah.
a wave.
We're nearly getting it. Look, look, look. Can
Yeah.
you see? Yeah.
They are big.
So now you can play with that live. You go to the timing,
Yeah, big public.
and then as we change it now, it's already changing live. You can stay in the menu
Yeah.
and modify the
so you
values,
can set the wave. Yeah.
and then you can start like playing around. You see the mangroves are already
Yeah.
there. you
Look,
know?
look, there we go. Look, the mangroves up and down. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Send the way.
Oh, I would love this on a display tank. You know where we could get in the rocking wave. 'Cause
Yeah,
I love a
problem.
tons wave box. You've seen I've used a tons wave box
Yeah.
on the soft coral tank. So to do something of this size,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not ideal placement, so for a
Yeah,
wave, you would
yeah.
ideally place it in the middle to get the most out of it. Yeah, and you shouldn't do the wave too high because then, you
Yeah,
know,
obviously Craig will get wet.
yes. The lower end should be a bit higher maybe because when the pump speeds up from 4% to, let's say,
It takes a
67,
long time to get there.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll
But
get
you
you.
also can set the time.
I
So
see.
right now it's doing that with the 100% dynamic,
Mm.
but you can reduce the dynamic to create a more natural flow situation because
Right.
it doesn't look nice when the pump is hitting the surface and it goes like on, off, on,
Yeah.
off. That's not natural.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
you want to have this dwelling.
Yeah, you want
know?
it to build
Right.
up and then rock down. Yeah.
Yeah, so that you can set as well. So just to mention, the average now in that wave mode is less than 20 watts.
Wow.
Let's just check the power that it consumes now. So in the low end, it's less than 10, and on the maximum, it's 36. But you have roughly 2/3 low end, 1/3 high end. So it's like a mix, so below 20 watts
Wow.
in average for this.
Yeah, that is phenomenal.
And then in
terms of-
addition to that, you
Yeah.
could set the boost mode, for example. You'll have your wave programmed, everything is running fine, and then you say, well, every hour I want like, like 2 minutes of full warp just to blow up all the detritus. So you set the boost mode and that overrides your actual programming. Let's say every hour you want to go to 90% for, I don't know, 30 seconds or 120 seconds or whatever.
To keep the detritus up and to...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the pump will do its wave, and then every hour it just boom starts running full speed, and then it falls back into normal operation without you doing anything.
Wow.
You can also use that, by the way, for the freshwater system as an automated water change. So that's how Aqua Design does it. So they just use the boost mode to go to 0. And then every 8 hours the pump goes to 0. All the water is returning from the displays. The overflow in the sump drains to the wastewater line. And then as the pump starts back up, the ATO system refills the system. Water change done.
That's a really great idea.
That's a really good idea, yeah.
So simple solutions.
Yeah, obviously, you said it's fully programmable, so it's a 24-hour clock or something on it. You can program.
No, there's no clock on it.
Right.
So if you want to have a real timing function, you have to link it to Apex, Hydros, any of the.
Okay, so it all
computers.
fits up to Neptune.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you just unscrew this lid, and then you put the Apex interface basically in, and then you have your Apex cable done.
Yeah. And within the Apex interface, it will come up that you can adjust your programming in there, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I think so that'd be...
And then you can just program it on the Apex, basically.
Superb.
You want to try it on the other one?
I don't know whether we'll be able to... We can try, it'd be really good if we could.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
I don't know how I would attach it, but...
Magnet, how long have you been using the A400?
9 years, non-stop, no problems.
No cleaning?
No cleaning, sorry. No cleaning. And, as you pointed out, the incorrect pipe work.
Yes. Do you want me to dial it up a little bit more for testing? I'll just go up. Just to show you, that's 50% of permanent. Just to give you an idea on how much water it's moving.
Yeah.
I mean, the others are still on, but right now it's basically pointing straight to the other side of the tank. Now we're switching to wave. Okay. So now it should pulse.
Yep, I can feel it.
All right. Wave is forming. Again, it's not the ideal position. And we haven't played around with the timing yet. So this tank will be a bit faster than the other one.
Yeah.
But just takes some playing around. Right now it's maybe a centimeter. But it's very simple to reach that.
I don't know if you can see it back there, Paul, but I'm physically pushing against it.
Really, to stop it from moving back.
You get to play around with the pump.
Fantastic.
Just talk to Craig how long you need it. If you want to try it in Rob's tank, might be a good idea to get some feedback, get some feedback, and also get some training on how to use it. Otherwise, I mean, you can always send me a WhatsApp. And I'll show you how the programming works.
Sure.
For now, that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Alex, for coming.
Absolutely.
It's been fantastic, and I must say that, like all of his products, superb. So,
thank you so much. We love to hear that. We'll see you next Saturday. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also visit AAC's webpage and YouTube. You also have a YouTube channel, right?
YouTube,
So please,
AAC TV,
please check out the YouTube channel as well, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks very much.